Everybody and their mother is dunking on Starfleet Academy. I really haven't seen anything like it. Well, since the end of Stranger Things, after they had Will Byers go on Netflix and go, "I don't like girls," in one of the cringiest moments in television history. Well, that was one of the cringiest moments until Starfleet Academy, I guess, made it even worse. I don't know why they greenlit this. I mean, this is something I woke up with this morning, and I thought about it, and I'm like, somebody sat in a board meeting and like they looked at the pitch for this and they looked at Alex Kurtzman and all that and said, yes, we're going to hand you like 15 to $20 million an episode for 20 episodes of this show. Approved. That happened, right? It boggles my mind. Now, I did my reviews of each episode individually and I watched them separately rather than as a unit. They released both at the same time, and you could see my reaction from one to the other. The first one, while like it, had problems, it had a issue where it's like, okay, you turn your brain off, it's not that bad. The second one was so horrific, it's like, oh my gosh. So what I think happened with this, and you can watch my full reviews for more, was that the first one was filmed as an actual pilot. What streaming shows haven't done recently is make pilot episodes like they used to do. Now, Star Trek is notorious with pilot episodes. In fact, the original series had to have 2 because the networks really messed with things back then and changed quite a bit from pilots to TV series. And you see this as the evolution of Star Trek and everything goes along. The pilots aren't exactly the same as the TV show as it happens. They try to improve things typically. But nowadays, they like do the pilot, they approve it, and then I think Kurtzman kind of got a blank check to do whatever he wants after that. So I think they did a pilot trying to, appease the sort of modern producers who are like, it's Star Wars-y, it's kind of fun. It's got maybe the kids will like it. And then they went forward. That's my current theory. We'll see what happens as it gets into episode 3 and episode 4. Episode 4 promises, and it already has been reviewed by the mainstream media outlets out there, to be a complete political mess. And that's a large portion of the reason why Kurtzman was pushing hard for this and what happened before. And I think the executives at Paramount wanted before. This is very, very heavy on politics. It is completely a woke ideology sort of moment pushing this Starfleet Academy. And it's very interesting because you're seeing a lot of political icons on the right actually talking about Star Trek where I've never seen them mention culture before. You're seeing like a shift where it's like, I think a lot of conservatives and are like, well, we've kind of abandoned culture for a long time and just accepted that like a lot of it's going to be left-leaning and kind of liberal in nature. Maybe that was a mistake, and I've been saying that for a long, long time. So please hit the like, subscribe button. We actually have one of Donald Trump's senior advisors chiming in on how to save Star Trek now after this abomination of Starfleet Academy. Crazy stuff out there and a lot more. The memes are flowing. It's hilarious stuff out there on the internet today. Appreciate you for being here. And, I'm covering more than one video a day, which I don't usually do, but there's a lot going on, like I said. So please hit the like, subscribe button. I'm a science fiction writer myself, so this is one of my leather-bound books, but this is one that's going to be coming out very, very soon, and I actually do space exploration. This is like kind of the Star Trek thing done right, and I'm actually going to be working on a Space Fleet Academy sort of setup, which I worked on with a writing partner last night, developed some beautiful stuff, so I don't want you to miss that, and the best way not to miss it is to sign up for my newsletter, because I never know if I'm going to find you again here. You get 3 free books just for signing up, one of the best deals on the internet, a sci-fi book, a fantasy book, and a full superhero graphic novel. Try to give a little something for everybody, and if you're out there in Hollywood and you want to have me produce a nice sci-fi series, give me a call. I'll hold my breath on that one. But yes, thanks guys. Check this out. It's in the description below. I have an Amazon store as well, and lots of good books for you over there if you want to support the channel. Got a lot of good book sales today, and I think that's because of you guys. So thank you very much. So here we are. The Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller shares his plan now to save Star Trek after viewing the woke Starfleet Academy clip. So this is what happened. It came before, and I actually think Elon Musk commenting on it probably then escalated it to other people in these spaces seeing it because Dave Rubin started talking about it, etc. Elon Musk originally was quoted not the Bee, who was showing this piece on X, and I've been on fire on X the last few days with this stuff about the original clip of this, asking about like this stupid thing with Holly Hunter's glasses, which somebody actually like tried to explain, saying these are like some special glasses that do things, but I don't know about that. And then, of course, the fat Jem'Hadar lady, which is the clips that went around the world, especially when the next fat lesbian lady showed up as well. It's like, oh no, this is what Star Trek is now. So Elon Musk mocked it, saying, turns out they banned Ozempic and LASIK in the future. Pretty funny stuff. And that's how easy this is to mock. That's why the writing's just so pathetic that it's on this level. Now, Elon went further as well and actually commented on the Not the Bee post and said, I thought David Ellison was going to stop this, but that doesn't seem to be happening. Now, we know that David Ellison did make require changes to Strange New Worlds as it was going on to edit those to make it something that would actually appeal to a normal fan base and removed the woke elements from Season 3 and Season 4. Now, I mean, the writing is what it is, and a lot of the episodes are not so good in Season 3, at least. I really hope Season 4 gets back on track. The writers kind of say it is, but there's the puppet episode coming, guys. The puppet episode, oh gosh. And so there's a lot going on with this stuff. So I think Strange New Worlds kind of got saved, at least from being uber woke. I think the writers did want to go further. I always mention that I was at Star Trek Las Vegas earlier this year, and Celia Rose Gooding, who plays Uhura, was asked about that, and she seemed very mad about not being able to have as much alphabet, LGBTQIA plus whatever representation in the show, and she was seethed about it and actually said, remember who we work for. So I do think this is the influence of David Ellison, but I think Starfleet Academy was so far along that they couldn't do anything about it because it was that far gone. And what I heard was that Kurtzman actually was pushing internal rebellion inside, massive Trump derangement, and just going as hard as he possibly can with this stuff. So what happens? We get a chime in from Stephen Miller, the Homeland Security director, who's a very, very smart guy out there. So he probably is into Star Trek. A lot of these guys are into Star Trek, right? And Wokeness actually put this clip up saying it's beyond parody. Yeah, which it is. I came up with a couple ideas for the title of that they should have named it instead of Starfleet Academy. Hear me out on this one. Pretty good. Star Trek: The Wrath of Chungus. What do you think about that? How about Star Trek: The Search for Mom? Those are pretty good. I think those are honest titles for this one. Good stuff. The memes just write themselves. It's good stuff. So this is what we got right here. And he says, it's not too late for Paramount Plus to save the franchise. And I actually agree. I think what we're going to see is this is going to run its course for 2 years because it's already filmed and, they're doing post on these right now. Strange New Worlds is going to run its course. And I think Alex Kurtzman's going to keep pitching his The Office, but Star Trek and things like that, and original series reboot, and they're just not going to do it because this is going to fail so badly. They're going to have reason not to hear his pitches anymore, and they're going to move forward from the franchise from that point. And we already have that movie that's being developed. That's not a prequel. It's going to be moving forward past the Next Generation time, and it's by completely different writers and directors. Now, those aren't my favorite writers and directors on the planet, but gosh, it's got to be better than what we got now. So I think they are trying to move in that direction. We'll see what happens from there, right? And so this is interesting. It's not too late for it. Step one, reconcile with William Shatner and give him total creative control. Pretty funny. And, honestly, William Shatner did pretty good. If you guys, I'm part of the Novelverse reader crowds as well. William Shatner actually did. If you go back in the day and check this out, The Ashes of Eden, and you look at this book right here is where it starts out. William Shatner did his whole Shatnerverse series of novels, and this one's pretty standalone by itself. It actually takes place after Star Trek VI and has William Shatner aging and whatnot. And dealing with aging in this, and it's a really good book. And then it gets a little silly and fan fiction-y after this, but it's still pretty dang good. Judith and Garfield Reed Stevens, who ghost wrote this for him, I'm sure he didn't have a ton to do with it, honestly. The Return has him come back, and they use Borg technology to resurrect him and pull him off the planet. A little far-fetched, but honestly, these books are fun. Even though it's a little far-fetched and a little much, the books are fun. They progress. They feel like Star Trek. You want to keep reading on through these series and through the trilogies and the like. It's pretty good stuff. So William Shatner does kind of know what he's doing in that regard. Now, we're at a spot where he's 97 years old. So, yeah, I don't know about giving him full creative control at this point, and having him bring back Captain Kirk in some way would be a good idea at 97 years old. It's a little too late for that kind of thing. If it would have happened 20 years ago, I would have said absolutely, right? But this is where it's at today. And this is a funny idea. And I think William Shatner should be involved. And I think Paramount, if you look at their marketing over the last couple of years, William Shatner's talked about it too, has attempted to kind of nuke him from the franchise as much as possible. They really don't like him for whatever reason it is. And there's been a problem with that because he is the face of the franchise no matter what, and he always will be. So that is something right there. So I don't know that Stephen Miller really is presenting like a real plan here, as much as just kind of just posting and mocking, and of course just signaling that William Shatner's a great guy, like, who does things right. But that's that. But they do need to give this franchise to somebody else, 100%. And they do need to, of course, up what they think about it. And I think it just begins with just telling random stories, exploring strange new worlds, one-offs. This is one, and I honestly, if you're a left-wing guy, I think you'll like it. If you're a right-wing guy, I know you'll like it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not going to, you just go and be in your face and lecture you on diversity or anything like that, right? And I think that's the problem that they have with current year Star Trek. And the second problem they have with it is just not taking it seriously. Starfleet Academy is just like, it walks and talks like a parody of Star Trek. It's just like they're mocking it at every turn. Like, yeah, they give you references, like shallow references. Admiral Harry Kim, get it? Because he's an ensign through the whole show. They put that reference on a wall in the background, but then they just do this stupid slapstick humor throughout the entire thing. It's like, are you supposed to take this seriously or not? And that's where this whole thing's been. But gosh, I've never seen anything like this, like having an actual national security advisor chiming in on a TV show. Like, that's the level of zeitgeist we've reached with this. That's the level that people have gone crazy about Starfleet Academy. And it's that bad, guys. It really is. I wish it wasn't. I mean, I hope it does better. I'm not going to... This is the thing. They present their best foot forward in their premiere, right? Because that's what everybody's watching. When you get into episodes 3 and 4, that's when they typically even go further off the rails. So I'm expecting that's what's going to happen here. It's going to get only worse from here. What do you guys think about this? Leave a comment down below. Hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate you guys being here. Check out my newsletter in the description below. Sign up. Make sure you don't miss great books like this. This will be a lot of fun. We'll be back soon.